Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boot Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So ends another day. Monday's in the book. We already know that the Eagles will be playing the Minnesota Vikings in Week 2 Monday night. We know that the Tennessee Titans will be going to Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills. And tomorrow morning, on another one of the morning shows, I believe CBS, we'll get teased a few more games because that's what the NFL does. They want to tease you about who is going to play when. They're going to leave little breadcrumbs and stuff. It's funny to me. Before I get on to what's funny, shout out to everybody who's already um, donated. We're over $900 towards doing repair work at Stu's house. And Stu's been sending me pictures of things that need to be worked on. And sometimes you realize, what did I step into? We got a lot of work to do to get this place together. This will be almost like an extreme makeover in short order. I got a lot to do to get there and get it done. Um, yeah, but it's the right thing to do. And Stu actually got some good news today that um, from the scans and stuff, that the cancer hasn't spread as far as they thought. That right now it's mainly in the liver. That they're going to be really focusing in on the chemo on the liver and things. His hemoglobin, I believe it is, has gotten closer to normal. They're trying to get all the fluids off of him. He's got some wound that has to heal up before he goes down to the Anderson Clinic. So he's going to be going to a long-term care facility um, to get the wound treated before he goes down to the Anderson Clinic. And so we're hoping to be there to work on the house while he's still in Dallas before he gets transferred to the Anderson Clinic. I apologize, guys, for yawning. Um, you know what's funny to me is right now what always happens at the end of the season, the forecasters all go through and they look and they say, well, Green Bay was real good last year, they're going to be good this year. Kansas City was good last year, they're going to be good this year. Buffalo was good, they're going to be good next year. They go down the line, and literally it's like they don't understand that teams will rise and fall, that things will change, that half the teams that were playoff teams this year won't be next year. Right? That's what they don't take in consideration. And it seems like it's almost lazy when they go through and say, boom, 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 boom. Because nobody thought that, this past year that Cincinnati was going to, be in the Super Bowl. And mind you, all of you who say, well, Joe Burrow was sacked 9 times and they still won the game, which is true. He was pressured 15 times in that game and got sacked 9 and still found a way to win. I will say that Dak Prescott was pressured 25 times, 10 times more than Joe Burrow. Just saying. He didn't get sacked 9 times. I understand Joe Burrow and their team got the win, but, it's a team game. Regardless. It's comical because last year, at the end of last year, when the 7-9 Washington football team won the division out of default, where they could have lost, had the Philadelphia Eagles actually tried to win, the Giants would have won the division. They swore that the 7-9 Washington football team was going to automatically win the NFC East the next year because they said with that defensive front that they have, that front four, best in football. And now they're getting a real quarterback in Ryan Fitzpatrick. They pounded the table to tell you that the Washington football team was going to win, which is the typical pattern of what they tell you going into next year. Team won last year, they're automatically going to be good the next year. With one exception. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys. No, the Cowboys, they're going backwards. They don't win the division. It'll be the Eagles. Uh, Bear with me for a second here. Just bear with me for a second. I would think if you were being objectable to what happened with the Washington football team, and you would have looked at it and said, well, quite frankly, the Cowboys were a lot worse that season than they were the year before because they lost their quarterback, in week 6. That they lost Tyron Smith for the whole season, and they had a new coaching staff. That they'll be better than they were the year before, and understanding that 7-9 wasn't exactly earth-shattering. 7-9 was a losing record, but yet they still said Washington, they're going to be great. Mike Greenberg went on, about how great they're going to be. The Cowboys, they stink. So if you looked at the Washington football team, who won at 7-9, and then say they're one of the best teams in the NFL, you look at the Dallas Cowboys that were 12-5, and say, no, they don't have a chance. Am I the crazy one? Am I missing something? The Cowboys scored almost 100 points, I believe, against the Eagles in 2 games. I thought this was supposed to be a quarterback-driven league. And I literally had an Eagle fan out there say that Wentz and Hurts are better than Dak Prescott. Maybe he meant that together combined, their numbers are better than Dak Prescott. Because there's no way in the world that you can actually believe that Wentz and Hurts are better than Dak Prescott. And if it is truly a quarterback-driven league, well, that alone should say that the Dallas Cowboys have a good chance at winning it. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys are going to. I'm not going to be like these obnoxious Eagle fans that are literally counting their eggs before they hatch. I understand that nobody's repeated since the 2003-2004 season. I've unfortunately been saying that year after year after year for it seems like 10 years now, including my Dallas Cowboys. Teams that have won Super Bowls and things have not come back the next year. It's something about the NFC East that it's just crazy that nobody wins back-to-back. So, the Cowboys are facing that whole piece of the pie right there. So, I understand that. But just because something hasn't happened in a long time doesn't mean that it can't happen again. At least not until it does. And I think the Cowboys have just as good a chance as anybody at winning the division. With the way the offense came out, and I know people are saying, oh, how are you going to replace Amari Cooper? Well, Amari Cooper was only 868 yards last year. It's not like it was 1,200 yards and so on. It was 868 yards. The Cowboys have a lot of things that they could have been doing that they didn't on the offensive side of the ball. 12 personnel, hurry up offense, some things to give them some advantage. I'm hoping that Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore are sitting down and coming up with a better game plan. And that Kellen Moore is not the Jason Garrett late season failure. Because it seemed like with Jason Garrett, they were always good during the season. But when it came to the big games, when it came to the playoffs, it seemed like that's when we pissed down our legs and didn't know what to do. And that's when Mike McCarthy, who is the experienced Super Bowl winning coach, needs to be able to get the reins on the coaching staff and the players so they're not nervous against the 49er team and lose. But we'll see what happens there. So ends another day. Oh boy. Hope you guys made the most of it. And God willing, I hope I'll be here tomorrow for another one, because Lord knows I got a lot to do and a lot of people that depend on me. And make sure you tell somebody you love. You love them tonight. And I will see you guys, God willing, tomorrow. Love you guys.